Good morning. It's Thursday. I don't know what it is. Thursday, the 15th of February 2018. Welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom talk, coming as always from Television Centre here in Bracknell. Sorry I couldn't be with you yesterday. I got very busy yesterday. I got up early because it was church yesterday, an unusual Wednesday for Ash Wednesday. Ash Wednesday, dust is dust, and to dust thou shalt return. Although, looking at you there, some of you are there this morning, you already are dust. Dust, dear, dust. There's a lot of dead people in here, look. Oh, dear. I'm not one for dusting, are you? Oh, there was a little bit of a disaster in the kitchen yesterday. I'll tell you about that in a moment. But first, a box has arrived, boys and girls. Now, admittedly, I've already opened this box and taken out its contents and used it already. So I've just put it back in the box for television purposes, boys and girls, on this worldwide renowned television programme known as United Kingdom Talk. Now, it's a big box, so I think I'm going to put you over there. Just a minute. That one. Yes. Okay. Here is box. Look. Oh, hang on. I don't want to knock over. Look at the size of this stuff. Okay. Any idea? That's it. You can see that, can you? Any idea what... Who wants to guess what this is? Who wants to... Right, look at the size of the box. From Amazon, one-click ordering. Can you guess what's in the box? Hello, let me out. There might be a clue there. Let me out. No, is it a clue or is it just me making stupid noises? Who can guess what's in my big box today, boys and girls? And I shall reveal all. See how I'm hooking you in. You won't want to go now, will you? You won't want to go until you know what is in this very large box. Here it is. Once again, my dears, look at that. Look at the size of this. What do you think is in this box? I will reveal all later, but meanwhile, you can guess what's in the box if you want. There might be a prize. I might give away today this big blue pen. Not black, not red, not green. A big blue pen. You've always wanted one of those, haven't you, eh? How many times have you been in a little news agency? Oh, I just buy a pen. Oh, I can't part with the money. I'm a bit like that. Oh, I'm terrible. Do you know, it takes me months, sometimes years, to buy something. That is no word of a lie. You speak to my best mate. I've been into John Lewis and I've tried out this armchair now 4 times. It's got a button on the side. Up and down it goes. Last year, towards the end of the year, I had this credit card which was given 5% cash back for 3 months. And I went and bought a chair. It wasn't even the John Lewis one. Are you like that? What are you like with your money? You a bit tight? Come on, what's in the big box? Guess what's in the big box. Let's say hello to some of you this morning. Good morning to Paul Mosley, who's on YouTube, who's having another one of his touchy-feely parties in Birmingham. Paul goes, apparently in Birmingham, they have a lot of touchy-feely parties in Birmingham, like what they do in the Houses of Parliament. Yes. So if you want any of that sort of fun, go to Birmingham. And as you go through Birmingham City Centre, you have to sign a form to say that you won't take anyone to court 40 years later for being touched up, or they won't appear on the front page of the Daily Mail. You have to sign a special form when you go into Birmingham. You do. That's it. Good morning, Paul. Henry the Hoover? No, it's not Henry the Hoover in the box. Not Henry the Hoover. Anyone else want to guess what's in the big box this morning? Come on. Here it is again. What's in this big box today, all right? Let me know. Good morning to Tom, says hello to Nick. Good morning to Nick this morning, who's watching somewhere on Periscope. Let's have a look. One moment, please. My nephew Jimmy. I tell you what, Jimmy, you can wait for it, Jim. Good morning to Merlin, who gets the first message in this morning on Facebook Live. Good morning, Merlin. Morning to Evan down there in Cornwall. He has his own observatory. Big place, big dishes all over the place that turn around at the push of a button. Like that. Looking at satellites and planets and things all over the place. Looking into deeper. Looking into deep space. Deeper. Yes. Morning, Sir Andy Baker. Simon says, how are you? I heard about one of your shows about cakes blue icing. You had a bit of a problem with blue icing. Yes, I did. Oh, my word. If you didn't see the show, just very quickly, I had a cake with blue icing on Saturday night. Sunday morning, I went to the little room, as usual, and sat down, and it was grey. And I was terrified something had gone wrong. And it took me 24 hours to connect the two together in my brain and realise it was the blue. Never, ever eat anything with blue icing. Simon says I had the same thing happen to me. And another thing that happens is when you go and you go for a wee, does your wee smell like sugar puffs? Mine does. I think you need to see a doctor, to be honest, Simon. Sugar puffs? Oh, no, I've never liked those things. Oh, they're horrible. Sugar puffs. They're like Wotsits, but without the cheese, aren't they? Sugar puffs. Oh, they're vile, those. How can you eat those? You might as well have a piece of bread and put half a packet of sugar on there. AD James is in the house. Good morning, AD. Good morning from Louisa. Where are you? Louisa? Do you mean Louisa? Oh, I beg your pardon, your girlfriend. I thought you meant Louisa. I thought you were calling from a holiday destination for a moment, AD. Because people go on holidays who are addicted to the show and they make sure they're up on time to watch it. That is true. That is true. Often we get a little phone call or someone, from someone in the Caribbean who's sitting on the beach with their mobile phone, and they've actually paid extra to their mobile phone company so that they continue to watch this show while they're abroad. Now, that's what I call loyalty. That's what I call loyalty. And God knows we're short of loyalty in this world nowadays. Cool, I'd hate to be Theresa May. All the backstabbing going on in there. Did you see the Boris interview yesterday? Oh, my God, it was hilarious. It was hilarious. Did you see it? He did his usual stuff, and then he came out with this little bit that said, he doesn't attack. He doesn't attack anyone directly. He just sort of jokes about things, doesn't he? I think, Boris. And he said there are more ex-British people. Now, what's that called? Expats, isn't it? There are more expats living in Australia than the whole of Europe. There are more expats living in Thailand than the whole of Europe. And we have a very good consulate in Thailand that deals with what the British get up to there. I fell on the floor. Because a lot of them go out there. They do, dear. For him to say that on the news. Of course, the whole newsroom erupted, dear. They were all laughing. I'm surprised one of the front papers hadn't attacked him for that. You know what they're like, dear. The slightest thing. People from newspapers, they're staring at news stories, waiting for the slightest thing. I mean, look at the outrage. The outrage about 40 years ago, when Angela Rippon's earring dropped off while she was reading the news. It was front page news the next day. Funny news people. Yes, AD and Louise are currently at the hospital with Louisa as baby is due today. AD's going to become a daddy. Daddy AD. I do hope if it's a boy, you'll be calling the child Chris or a girl Christine. I will be very happy, AD, if doesn't even have to be the first name, AD. Doesn't even have to be the first name. Somewhere in the name, I would hope you'd have a little reference to me there somewhere. Good morning, Joanna, on the YouTube. Morning, Joanna. Right, Evan, in the box, is it an underwater basket weaving kit? No, not an underwater basket weaving kit. If you're just joining on the show, then here we are. Right, this is what we're trying to discover. This was something I bought from YouTube yesterday. Not YouTube, Amazon yesterday. Right, give you the size of the box if I hold it next to my very small head. We're guessing what's in the box this morning, and I shall be revealing it all a little bit later on. Is it a Hetty the Hoover? Wants to know, Paul. No, it's not Hetty the Hoover. I'm going to give you a clue, Paul. It's not a Hoover. It is not a sucking device of any sort at all. There is no sucking going on in that box. Okay? Not a Hoover of any sort at all. Adam says, that's what he said last night. Look at the size of that. Come on, Adam, what could this be? Adam. Thank you. Good morning to Serene. Good morning to Serene. Is it one of those no-oil fryers? No, Andy, it's not a no-oil fryer. I had one of those a little while ago. Now, what was it called? I think it was a tower. I think it was a tower fryer. I've mentioned this a couple of times. And it was all glass. Okay, and the lid contained the, I don't know what you call the element, the halogen thing on there. Okay, and you turned it on and the whole thing lit up and it was the most beautiful glow. And I bought this because I thought it would do my chips quicker. I couldn't be further from the truth, really. I mean, when I do chips, I do Slimming World chips. I cut up a potato, spray it with fry light in the oven, around about 25 minutes, 25 minutes, something like that, and they're nice. They're nice. I put them in this machine, turn the thing on. 50 minutes, nearly an hour later, I'm still waiting for something to happen. And it was really hot. I mean, you couldn't touch the glass. And then I looked it up on the internet and there had been incidents of this thing exploding. So I washed it and sent it back to Amazon, who took it back, no problem. I've never had a problem with Amazon. Never, ever had a problem with Amazon taking stuff back. You know, I don't know what they would do if you ordered items of undergarments and wore those and took them back and sent them back. I don't know how that would go down. But certainly they took that back. So I wasn't impressed with my tower cooker, which I sent back. So no, it's not a tower cooker. Paul says, is it a leaf blower? No, not a leaf blower. Not a leaf blower. Not a leaf blower. Good morning to Jimmy Butler, my nephew there, who is 21 this year. In just a few weeks' time, not long at all. And I have given him some options for his birthday. And he has made his decision. Okay, how exciting, Jimmy. Perhaps you would like to give me a ring when I finish, sort of about 10:30, Jim? If you're free, 10:30. Jimmy runs, he's got a business, he fixes cars. Not the engines, the bodywork, you know. So if you get a scratch or something like that. And you know if you've had a scratch on your car, how much it costs you. You take it down your local Land Rover, Toyota, Ford, I don't know, whatever you've got. How about a Mercedes garage? Have you taken a Mercedes in with a scratch on it? How much is that, please? Oh, just £1,500. It needs a complete respray. Jimmy will do it for about 200 quid. He won't respray the whole car, no, unless, of course, you want that done. He can do that as well. He can respray whole cars. He's got all the gear. Got his own business. Very proud of that boy. Good. Let us know later then. Good morning to Mark Jones. Morning, Mark. Shania's there on the Isle of Wight. Morning. AA is there as well. You're new to the show today. Greetings. Paul says, what is your view on the pedestrianisation of Norwich City Centre? Don't know. Don't go there. Paul, why would that be of interest to me? Now, come on, Paul. Why? I did do a little bit of DJing there a long time. I'm going back here 20 years, maybe about 20 years. The Loft. Is that still there, the Loft nightclub? Downstairs was a bar, and you would go upstairs from what I remember. So you'd go in, the bar was on the right, and then you'd go upstairs directly in front of you into the nightclub. And I used to DJ there, and it was so long ago. I was playing records, I think, even. But the floor was not very good, so people would start dancing and the records would start jumping. Is that place still there, the Loft, run by a chap called Peter? Nice bloke, died a few years ago from a heart attack. He was living in Brighton, walked down the road to the bank, had a heart attack, died there and then. You never know when it's going to strike, do you? God. I mean, I hope that when I go, I'm actually booked to do a couple of thousand years on this show. I'm actually booked by YouTube and Facebook Live to do hundreds of years on this show. Right? But when I go, I do hope there's a camera on me. I really do. Because I think the ratings would shoot up. Well, I don't know how many people we've got here. What's it say? 16 million on the Facebook Live. Few there. Few on Periscope. Few on YouTube. Right? But if I, suddenly had something go wrong with me, you'd be straight on there sharing the show, wouldn't you? Quickly, look, someone's about to die. On telly. I think you would share that, wouldn't you? So, hopefully it will happen so we can pull the numbers up a little bit. Good idea. Alan Partridge loves Norwich. I'm not a fan of Alan Partridge. No, I've never found him very funny. And Keith Lemon. Oh, what's that all about? Keith Lemon, one of the most unfunny people I've ever seen in my life. How does he get all these programmes? Why is it the TV people now seem to select one or two people and they give them all the shows? Not necessarily bad people. Philip Schofield can do anything. Any show that is given to Philip Schofield, he will do and do it well. But I'm fed up seeing the same blooming face all the time. And Holly Willy Booby, her as well. She's lovely, very mumsy, very warm. But how many more shows does she have to be on? And then there's the untalented. Like, who's the fat cow off Towie? What's her name? Gemma Collins. Oh, Christ. Isn't she in some sort of dating programme at the moment? I'm sure I saw it. Did I? Yes, here it is. Look, celebs go dating. Now, this is in this morning's Daily Mirror. To be honest, I found the story itself confusing. I'll read you exactly as it is in the Daily Mirror, but it's not making sense to me. So the headline is, Celebs Go Dating Fans convinced Gemma Collins' date is taking the mick after a couple of hilarious slip-ups. Then it goes on, Ben mistook the fabrics for Fabric Nightclub, ordered prosciutto, and said the first thing he'd do after winning the lottery would be to go on an all-you-can-eat Chinese buffet. Well, who's Ben? I know who Ben is. Who the hell is Ben? I just assume that you would have had to have watched this programme to know what the hell it's going on about. It goes on. It all looked like it was going well for Gemma and Ben. Alas, it was not meant to be after a number of hilarious slip-ups made by Ben, convincing some Celebs Go Dating fans into thinking he was taking the mick. At the beginning of the date, he remembered to order some Prosecco, only she couldn't stop calling it Proschetto. Then when she began speaking about her love of fabrics, he thought she said she enjoyed Fabric Nightclub. Oops. I mean, who is the bloke Ben? I've never seen him before. He's like dark skin, possibly mixed race. I can't really see from the photo. But it's neither here nor there. What it is, because I'm trying to ask you what he does. And he's got like a bald head. He's about 40 years old, 42 years old. I don't know where he is. What does he do? It goes on. But when it was all over, when he said the first thing he would do if he won the lottery would go to an all-you-can-eat Chinese buffet. And despite his pleas to start again, Gemma wasn't having any of it and even gave back the lovely poinsettia plant. Some fans were convinced that Ben had been taking the mickey. One tweeted, the guy Gemma is on a date with is hilariously properly taking the mick out of her. Is he a celebrity as well? I mean, I've never seen... I wouldn't watch that programme. Wouldn't watch it. Looks like another load of old codswallop, doesn't it, eh? Gemma Collins. I mean, how do these people get TV shows? There is no talent. There is no talent. Oh, hello. Hello, my name's Gemma Collins. Oh, I've been dumped again. Oh, she's just horrendous. So I don't watch. The only thing I know about Gemma Collins or any of that lot from The Only Way is Essex now is the bits I read in the paper. I don't bother watching them on the telly. They don't draw me into their pathetic, stupid programmes. Eh? And who's the other one with the teeth? What's his name? Oh, I can't remember. He does, I think he did X Factor Plus or something like that. Oh, I can't remember. Anyway, all those people, no talent whatsoever. There's nothing. Let's have a look. Paul says... Oh, one moment, please. LPP says, what are we talking about? Are you late? Well, I'm not going to go back over it again, am I? Dear me, get there early. I agree. Keith Lemon, terrible. I don't get it, says Paul. Thank you. Good. Right, John Aiken says, I can't stand Gemma Collins. She looks like Jabba the Hutt from Star Wars. Rylan, thank you, John. Rylan. Now, there's another one. You know, I just don't get it. Why are these people on the telly all the time? Give us someone... Eamon Holmes is good. Eamon Holmes is... Oh, it doesn't matter. He's not all that to look at, Eamon Holmes. But he's damn well good. He's interesting. I could sit there and watch him. You know, even Lorraine, if I could just understand a damn word she was saying in the morning. Hello, how are you? Welcome to Lorraine. What is she going on about, dear? Oh, that's lovely. Oh, that's nice. Oh, you're gorgeous. You're gorgeous. What is she going on about? Good morning to Kathy. Who's the one with the teeth? Rylan. I can't remember his second name now. Rylan something or other. Adam doesn't like Keith Lemon either. You see, all these people don't like Keith Lemon. Why is he on the telly? Why is he on the telly? Adam says, I'd miss you if you went. Oh, thank you, dear. How kind of you, lovey. How kind of you. I thought you might have popped round to the central station on Monday night with a large box of heart-shaped chocolates and some roses. Nothing for me this year. Nothing for me last year. Nothing for me the year before. Never mind. Rylan Clark. Thank you, Daryl. It's Rylan, Daryl, yeah. It's Rylan Clark we're thinking about, all right? So that's that. Right. Any more guesses? Come on. What's in this box? What is in this box? Something I ordered from Amazon. I'm going to tell you in a minute what's in the box, okay? So yesterday, as I say, didn't get to have a chat with you yesterday. I went to church in the morning because it was Ash Wednesday and we had the black ashes on the head. Then I went swimming. Then it was lunch. Now, before we went swimming, I popped in here. I met my mate here. Because I cycle, you see, I cycled to church and I cycled to Slimming World. So I got back here, my mate was here waiting for me to take me swimming. We had a cup of tea. And I said, do you fancy a jacket potato later on for lunch? He said, yes. So I put 4 sort of medium-sized ones in the oven. And they were medium. I don't know how they got the audacity to sell small potatoes as baking potatoes. That does annoy me. This is a baking potato, isn't it? Not this. That is not a baking potato. That is a potato that should be in the bag with the large ones when you buy like a kilogram of potatoes. Baking potatoes, you get 4 in a packet sometimes, and they should be like this, but they're not. They're like this. Tiny damn thing. So I put 4 of those in the oven. Off we went to the swimming pool. So we're going up and down the pool, and then my mate's very naughty. He's only stuck a Valentine's card for one of the lads that works behind the reception onto the notice board. He said, I'm not going to say the name of the person. I've got a Valentine's card here for so and so. I said, well, how are you going to do that then? There's cameras everywhere there. They will know. You'll leave it somewhere. And then they just look back on the video and know who it's come from. He said, no, I'm going to put it on the notice board. There's no cameras in there. He's already checked it out. You know, like a burglar. God knows he must go around in here looking at my locks and things like that when I'm out. So he, on the way out, he's pinned it to the notice board. He's actually sent a Valentine's card to the poor lad who works behind the reception. There's 2 of them, actually. And they're both stunningly gorgeous. There's Archie and there's Sam. You know, Sam is Sam's my one. He's got a cheeky smile. But I wouldn't do that, you see. I just accept the fact that that person is far too young for me and they're never going to be with. I just accept it. He doesn't. He tries and tries and tries, you see. He tries, sometimes subconsciously. So he's pinned up this Valentine's card onto the notice board, so I shall see later on whether it's gone or not and whether anything is said. Chris, do you know anything about nothing? I don't know what Valentine's card. I'm very good at that. You know, I can pretend not to know anything. Yes, thank you very much. Just a second. Oh, Shania went to church too. Can we have another clue? Shania says. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I should give you another clue, really. Oh, I don't know, my love. Good. Right. Anyone else putting in a little notice? Evan says, I'm Scottish. You understood me when we Skyped. Not really, Evan, no. I had a little program on my little phone which put up subtitles while you were talking to me. I didn't have a clue what you were saying, to be honest, Evan. I'm sorry, my friend. Not a clue. Andy says, is it a microwave? Not a microwave, no. Not a microwave. Glad to see Shania went to church too. No, not a microwave. Anyone? Any more guesses? And I'm going to tell you what it is in a minute. So we did the swimming thing, left the card there. We came back home. So I put my beans on. Put beans on because we're having beans on jacket potatoes. And I opened the oven and the potato was, or the 2 of the potatoes had exploded, dear. Well, that's never happened before. So what would have caused that? Does anyone know? There was potato all over the oven. And I said, oh, God, look at the state of the oven. It was literally all over the oven. Potato had exploded in the oven, 2 of them. So we were left with like 2 and a bit potatoes each. Kindly, very kindly, I have to say, my mate cleaned the oven out for us. Wasn't that nice? I hate doing anything. I hate cleaning. Oh, I hate it. Dusting, cleaning. I'm all right with hoovering. I quite enjoy that, except the stairs. I don't like hoovering this. Oh, I've got to blum that thing up the stairs, and then put it up another 2 stairs, and then you accidentally hit the off switch. Oh, it's so annoying, isn't it? Incidentally, talking of annoying, I've got the annoying shirt on today with roses. As it was Valentine's Day yesterday, I'm wearing this today because I wasn't with you yesterday. So we came back and had those. He cleaned the oven, and that was it, really. Ron asked for his chocolates. You may remember he told me he was ill the other day, so I went out and bought him chocolates. He said, well, where's my chocolate? I said, well, they're in the car. And unfortunately, he parks his car in front of my garage, so I couldn't get them. I was tempted, actually, on the way home from work to have a couple, but I didn't. So we can have those today. They're only dairy milk chocolates, £4. The story of that is I bought those when he was ill. I said, I've got something for you. And he was in bed. Oh, what is it? I said, it's a present. Oh, what is it? I said, I can't tell you what it is. He said, is it something to eat? I said, well, it might be. Is it chocolates? I said, it might be. Are they perishable? I said, well, no, not really. What chocolates are they? And I said, dairy milk tray. Oh, well, just put them outside the front door. I beg your pardon? If I'd have said, like, I don't know, Harrods or something like that, he would have made me go over there, you know, and hand them to him personally. Because they were, and I quote, only dairy milk. Oh, just bring them round later and leave them outside the front door? What a cheek. So he hasn't got them yet. I might open the box and have a couple. I might do. Although I'm a little bit concerned this week because, as you know, I do the slimming. I had the biggest pizza ever on Tuesday. You may have seen that on my Facebook wall. Massive. We went to this, me and my friend Wayne, who I've known for many, many, many years. We meet up every few weeks. We meet up. And he often does the food. So when we go out, I'll pay because he always does the cooking, you see. It's only fair. And we went in this pizza place near Canonbury. Now, it's all been done up round there. Not too far away from one of the bridges. Canonbury, there's a new tube station, beautiful buildings. There's a little fountain, not a fountain, like a false swamp that's all made of all metal and it's got water flowing over it. What they've done around there is wonderful. All restaurants, one of the restaurants is a pizza place. Now, they only do one size pizza. Massive. I mean massive. I think it's something like 22 inches or something like that. So I put this pizza on there. Of course, all the people, oh, what about your slimming world? You know, generally fat people. And I said this before, it does make me laugh. You lose the weight, as in me, okay, or you, if you've done this, you lose the weight. The only people to criticise you when you grab a piece of cake or a pizza are fat people who are 200 times the size of, 500 times, some of them, the size of me. They are. They're the only people to criticise. And they were on there again. Oh, I see the Slimming World diet isn't working too well. And all this. I'll let you know when I get fat again. Then you can criticise me. The whole idea is you get that level, you know, and you're all right. And then you keep an eye. So if it goes up, you take action. If it goes down, you take action. At the moment, I'm down. So I'm taking action to bring it back up again to 12. I'm only half a pound off. So I've got to keep an eye on that. But that pizza was massive. It was massive. But here's the thing. It wasn't a whole pizza for one person. It was half and half. So he had half of it. I hate to point out the obvious here. And I had the other half. And my half was margarita with extra onions, which seemed to be giving me a terrible problem in my stomach at the moment. The air leaving my body over the last 24 hours has been unbelievable. It really has. I could barely get in the car. Actually, my mate mentioned when he got in the car, he said, "What's that funny smell in it?" So that was the pizza. It was half and half, you see. So only half of that was mine. So we had that. And I think it was quite a good price. We had that very large pizza. I had a Coke and he had a beer. That come to £32. I gave him 40 with a tip. I'm quite good at tipping people. 40 quid I give him for that. I thought that was quite reasonable, especially for where it was in London. And it was like a swanky, restaurant type place. Beautiful stone floor in there. Great big oven, which looks like a spaceship. It was a lovely place, actually. I'll try and find out the name for it, and I'll tell you what it was. So after that, we then went to his house, and he'd made an apple pie. So he got this great big apple pie out of the oven. He said, I hope you can eat this. Oh, I've got some Ben & Jerry ice cream as well. And he got the Ben & Jerry ice creams out. We were stuffed after that, dear. That was Tuesday night. So we did that. Then I came back home. So that's why I didn't have time to talk to you on Tuesday. Right, I'm going to tell you what this is now. Any more messages? Let's have a look there. Good morning to... One moment, please. Oh, Adam met his dad. Oh, gosh. Was he annoyed with me? Well, he breathed in my face. Breathing in my face. Germs, dear. Germs. John says, do you plug it in, whatever is in your box? No. No, John, you do not plug it in. You don't plug it in. Good morning to SOS Gregorian. John says you need to prick the skin of the potato before cooking. But I've never done that. And I've done jacket potatoes for years and years. One has never exploded. Never exploded. I've never had an exploding potato in the oven. I'm going to tell you what's in here in a minute. I'm actually going to show you what's in here, okay? Don't go away. Kathy says the shirt is pretty. Thank you, Kathy. Would you like just to see the shirt? There we are. Let's get rid of the jacket today. With my gold... Have you seen my gold Blue Peter badge? Have you seen my gold Blue Peter badge? Eh? How did I get that? That is the question. What wonderful thing did I do to get that? You know, what did I do? John says your pizza looked delicious. It was. Oh, believe me, it was. And it was thin. You know, I prefer the thin ones to the thick ones. It'd probably be better for you as well, I would imagine, the little thin ones on top there. Christina said, did you survive the pizza attack? Of course I did, Christina. We survived the pizza attack. It was absolutely delicious, Christina, I've got to tell you. Kathy, correct, Kathy. Is it a box of what? What are they, Adam? I don't know what they are, dear. Good morning to Paul Dow this morning. And Shania reckons 32 quid for all that is not a bad price. No, I thought it was quite good as well. Paul says, is it a blow-up Barry Manilow doll? No, it's not. Not a blow-up Barry Manilow doll. So I'm going to show you what this is now. Hang on, which camera? Number 2. Let's try that one. Yes? Okay, we're over here. Right. Here we go. So let us... now, bear in mind, Can you hear me all right? Do I need to turn myself up? There we are. Bear in mind, this has already been opened. I have already taken it out and used it. So here we go. I'm just concerned I might knock these flowers off. So here we are. So, here we are. Da-ba-ba-da-ba. Shall I save it for tomorrow? No, all right then. Da-da-da-da-da. Removing packaging from box. Can you see all this packaging? Look at it all. Look at it all. Da, 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 da. So great big box, loads of packaging. Look how much space is now in the box. Can you see that? Why, oh why? And this is the whole point of showing you this. Because in the bottom is a pillow. That's it. A pillow. Oh, bloody hell. I knew that plant was going to go over. Oh, Christ. Oh, it's Ray Reynolds' plant here, do isn't it, if he's watching this? There we are. Let's put that back on there. Hang on a minute. There's all stuff on the floor now. Oh, God. Just a minute. Oh. There's all bits of... What is that stuff that they put in... It's like bits of wood, isn't it? In orchid bombs, whatever. There we are. So all that packaging, and of course, the plastic bag, what little fish are eating at the moment, for a pillow. That's it. All that box for a pillow. And the whole point of showing you this was not so much the pillow, but was the ridiculousness of the amount of packaging to send this single pillow through the post. Just madness. And it is a wool pillow. Oh, so comfortable, which I used yesterday. Oh, and it's actually big. It's like having someone next to you in the bed. It really is. Oh, sorry. I'm getting quite carried away. So there we are. My new wool pillow is what I bought. 30 quid for one of those, dear. They're not cheap, are they? Wool pillows. 30 quid for a wool pillow. So there we are. But I'm just astounded by the size of the boxes that Amazon sends stuff in. I've had other stuff sent to me, and I'm sure you have. If you use the Amazon, and I think Amazon is a wonderful thing. The fact that I can just sit here, and when I finish talking to you, I could go on there and just do a couple of clicks, and tomorrow stuff would arrive at the door. I think that's wonderful. The fact that they're not paying the staff, well, that's a different subject altogether, as you well know. We hear all these stories. I don't know which ones are true, which ones are not true. I'd like to think that the staff are fairly well cared for, but I don't think they are. But that's the same with so many things now, isn't it? A lot of companies don't treat their staff very well. On the other hand, a lot of companies do treat their staff very well. And it's something you've only got to walk into places and realise, I think, sometimes. You go into Waitrose or John Lewis, the staff seem reasonably happy. They talk to you and all that. You go in Sainsbury's, as miserable as sin. Miserable as... I hate Sainsbury's. I hate the staff and I hate the customers. They are the rudest people in the world. Customers as well. You ever walked around Sainsbury's and accidentally, knocked someone with the trolley? You'd think it was the end of the world, dear. The end of the world. So there we are. Christina says you now have a big box for recycling. Well, actually, I think, Christina, I'll probably hold on to that box because I think that could be useful for something, Next time I sort of murder someone and cut up the body into pieces, I might use that box to send it on to someone. Perhaps I could look up cannibals or something like that and send it on to them. For a price, mind. I'm not paying the postage. No. The thing is, if I was to cut up a body and put it in that box, would it need to be in another plastic bag, which is bad for the environment, you see? This is the thing. I wouldn't want to put it in a plastic bag. On the other hand, you don't want your friendly postman, to have a stain of blood going down his shirt or something while he's carrying your box of body parts onto the post office to be delivered to another address. Thank you. There you go, Shania. What a ridiculous sized box for a pillow. Yes, such a massive box for a pillow. Yeah, Adam. Christina, pillow fight. I like a pillow fight. Not with my new pillow, thank you. Mind you, it wouldn't work so well, I don't think, with that. Because pillow fights, you need pillows with feathers, don't you? Should I tell you this now? I don't know. Yes, I will. My sister recently, she came round here. I've had 2 mattress toppers at the moment. I have my John Lewis mattress topper, which is about a year and a half old now. I had another one before that, only for about 4 months. But I got the John Lewis one because the other one was a cheaper one and I found the feathers would poke through. It was so annoying. You're in bed and you turn over and it's not a massive thing. It doesn't hurt. It's just annoying. A little feather pushes its way through the material and you turn over and lay on it. So I put that on the spare bed. Anyway, my sister and her husband arrived. They stayed for a night and they slept on the John Lewis mattress topper. And her husband said, that's the best night's sleep I've had for ages. He said, that bed is really nice. I said to my sister, I said, well, would you want the topper? I said, it's the topper that's making it all the devil. She said, can I? I said, yeah, take it home with you. I said, I'm not using it. I mean, the amount of times people stay in that room there, probably about 4 times a year. I think my nephew generally comes over. He stays twice with his girlfriend now. And does anyone else stay in it? I don't think they do. He's the only one. And my sister and her husband stayed in there once. I think 3 times last year someone stayed in the house with me. Okay? So I said, no, I'll take it with us. Anyway, I said to her the other day, I shouldn't really tell you this. I will. I said to her the other day, how's that mattress topper? Are you still laying all right on that? She said, we might get a new one. I said, why that? She said, well, this one just doesn't puff up anymore. And I thought to myself, she's flattened the bloody thing, dear. How do you do that? How do you flatten a mattress topper so badly that it won't puff up anymore? I sent a pair of them. A year's entry to Slimming World, I think, dear. That's the only thing to do there. They flattened a mattress topper. How the hell do you do that? Oh, I'm terrible, Mildred, this morning. I'm very, very bad. John says, have you watched the programme about IKEA? It's really interesting. The staff are well looked after. The staff may be well looked after, dear, but have you tried to put together any of their stuff? It's a nightmare. A nightmare. Talking of IKEA, you know what we need to get is these, because I believe they do them, flat pack houses. And I'm not joking, flat pack houses and prefabs would cure our homeless problem here overnight. Well, you know, not overnight, but very quickly. Why don't they do it? I'll tell you why. Because I reckon the building people, they've all got their hands in the pockets of the MPs and all that. Oh, don't do that. Here's another £10 million. Please don't do that. It must be so cheap in comparison to make a flat pack house that you, I don't know, screw together and bits of rubber and stuff like that, in comparison to put a house made of bricks. Would I live in a prefab or a flat pack house? Absolutely. I'd live in a caravan. Probably not a single one. It's probably a little bit too small for me because I mean this is a 3-bedroom house. This is, you know, I'm used to living in something this size. But a double one, certainly. Mobile homes, caravans. Mobile homes are horrendously expensive, some of them. The thing is with the mobile homes, it's where it is. It's not necessarily the price of the, the box itself that you're living in, because it is a glorified box, isn't it? You know, that's made with windows and all that. It's not that. It's where it is. We've got mobile homes here in Berkshire that are like 300 grand, and they don't increase in value. The only thing I would object to living on a caravan or mobile home, I object to ground rent. Yeah, if you're going to buy a mobile home or a caravan, you need to be able to buy that piece of land it's on as well. And when you spend for a really good caravan, for a reasonable caravan, you need to spend about £25,000 to £30,000. You need central heating. Not really an option, you know. It's not a case of, I think we're due without the central heating. No, you need central heating in a caravan. You need double glazing in a caravan. Right? But you can't just, I gather, you can't just buy a piece of land and put it on there. Not allowed for some reason. You've got to put it on a special site, a caravan site. So a thing comes along and puts it down there. And then you have to pay ground rent, which can be anything from like £2.5 grand to £6,000, £7,000, £8,000 a year. Now, I object to that. If I've spent 30 grand on a caravan, I don't want to be paying £8 grand a year as well on rent. That's a lot of money. And I did look into buying a caravan with me pension payout type thing. But I thought it's just not worth it. You know, I go up and see I go on caravan holidays. That's what I like to do now. All over the place with my family. With my sister and my nephew and niece's family. Families. And I love it. And over the year, I probably spend about £800, I suppose, £800 to £1,000 on caravan holidays now. If I was to buy a caravan, 30 grand, and then it's, say, 5 grand a year, well, it's just no point, is there? You know, you're never going to get that money back. And remember, it's like a car. Once you buy a caravan, the value just keeps going down and down and down. And then a lot of the sites will not let caravans stay on their land after they are 10 years old. You have to move them off. And then you either try and find somewhere else that takes caravans that are older than 10 years old, or you literally have to sell it to someone like for a couple of grand. And you've lost all that money. There's just no point in buying a caravan. Kathy says, I would like to put a caravan on my allotment. The rent is £12 a year. Ah, £12 a year. That might be all right, Kathy. Ring up the council and see how they go along with that one, my love. Dear, dear. Kieran says the flat pack houses start at £7,000. Thank you, Kieran. Good morning to you, sir. That sounds very reasonable to me. You could just buy a load of those. Presumably they last, I don't know, they must last 20 years. It would all, presumably again, I mean, I don't know anything about these things. Presumably they're sort of wood-based, but the wood's been treated. You know how long a fence lasts. I mean, I had to replace only one side, not the back side. The back side. Not the back side. The side I had to replace a couple of years ago. Now, I've been here 25 years. The side was starting to flap like that. The post had gone. Not the fence. The post had gone. Rotted at the ground level. But I decided to replace the whole length. But the back of it, still perfectly all right. It's going to be 30, 35 years old, the back. These flat pack houses would last a long time. And they could solve the housing problem so easily. There's nothing wrong with these places. They're probably warmer than my house. Wood is very warm. Especially you get two bits of wood together, put that stuff in between, you know, the foamy stuff, whatever it is. Very warm. You'd probably be too hot in there. But they wouldn't do something like that, would they? Oh, no, no, no. What about the building jobs? What about the bricklayers earning £200 a day? Oh, what a shame. And what about the people who've got nowhere to live? Shocking. John says, I'm good with flat pack stuff. Well, next time I get something, I'll get you to come round and do it. I'll give you 10 quid. 10 quid and a nice meal. Perhaps you'd like to have an exploding jacket potato. Something like that. Good. All right. How are we doing? What's the time? I think I'm going to have to go now. Look at the time. It's 10:05. My mate's coming round soon because we've got an afternoon tea today. I haven't had a chance yet to upload the 2 afternoon tea videos. And is that all? Was there something else I should have uploaded? I can't remember now. Oh, if you didn't see the wedding, I was going to show that as well. I think the wedding. We did. I went to a wedding on Saturday, Guy and Ricky's wedding on Saturday, which I haven't uploaded within a show, but it is uploaded on its own. If you go on my Facebook wall and look for last Sunday's posts, you will find it on there. The wedding of Guy and Ricky, which was just a wonderful day. Really, I'd never been to a wedding like that before. It was such a warm day. It really was. Good. Let's do today's and. Yesterday's birthdays now, boys and girls. Happy birthday today, there's only a few today, to one of my school friends, Mark Weller. Greetings, Mark. Good morning, Mark. He's not with us this morning. Sometimes he pops on the show. He is the only person I am in contact with from my school. How sad is that? It's very sad. But there you go. He wasn't even in my class, actually, Mark. I think he joined my class at some point. He was in... The school, London Oratory School, we were split into houses. We were in Morehouse, so it was more south and more north. He was in north, I was in south. And then he came from north to south at some point. I can't remember after how long. Morehouse doesn't exist anymore, I don't think. They changed all the names of the houses. And in fact, the headmaster's changed again this year. Our headmaster left about 10, 11 years ago to replaced by someone else. No, he retired. Someone else came in, and I think he's gone now, and someone else. So he didn't stay as long as our headmaster, did he? Can't have been that good, mate. Paul says, what was in the box? I had a phone call. Oh, no, Paul. It's a pillow. It's a wool pillow. But it wasn't what was in the box, necessarily. Watch back on the replay. I don't think you can pick it up yet, Paul. You'll have to wait a little while after we've finished, and then you'll see why I was showing you the pillow, okay? So happy birthday this morning to Mark. You must be the same age as me today, 55. I would guess you've got to be 55 today, so happy birthday, Mark. And I just remember everything about school. Sitting there in those boring geography lessons, mucking about with David Reddington. Oh, God. And just generally creating madness in there. Oh, God, blimey. Happy birthday, Mark, all right? Happy birthday to Kurt Sinclair Hall. Happy birthday to you, sir. Sergio Gustava Botaka, 39 years old today. Lovely pictures. Lovely pictures. Happy birthday, Sergio. Maria Jardine is a young 48 today. So they're today's birthdays. We'll do yesterday's birthdays as well because we weren't here yesterday, gang. Happy birthday yesterday to Sharon Aquarius. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. Any more messages, put them through and I'll read them before we finish, okay? John Lauder. Hello, John. 35 years old today. Hello, John. I hope you're well. Happy birthday, John. Shannon Marie Wilson. Hello, Shannon. A young 27 years old today. Oh, less than half my age, Shannon. Half my age. Happy birthday to Shannon. To David, hope your little, is it a boy you've got or a girl? I can't remember now. I think it's a boy. I'm sure it's a boy. Hope your little boy's all right. All right. Happy birthday today to David Christopher. A young 34 years old today. Happy birthday, David. Tim Cobert is 29 years old today. Ronnie Ruckoff. Now, you think that's my mate, don't you? No, it's his dad. Happy birthday today to Ronnie. It says you're 73 years old today, so happy birthday to you, Ronnie. I said to Ronnie, your son, actually, my best mate, only yesterday, I must meet you this year. Must come round and meet you this year. All right, Ronnie, so I promise that'll happen in the next few months. I hope so, anyway. Happy birthday to you. And also happy birthday to Spike Rhodes, who's a young 60 today. Spike helped me enormously about 9 years ago. He was really kind and helped me. So happy birthday to you, Spike, a young 60 today. Let's sing the song. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. There you go. Happy birthday. Have a lovely Thursday. As I say, me and my mate are going out for an afternoon tea today at Petite Valerie today. There's one in Bracknell. So we're going, it won't be a long trip, won't be a London trip. My God, the trouble is with the London teas, which we enjoy, the journey back can be a nightmare. Absolute nightmare. Who's in that picture behind you? Which one? This one here? This one here. Oh, that's my mother. No longer with us. So I lost my mum in 2000. That's my mum there. And that's Barry Manilow there. And there's the Queen. And that's another Barry Manilow one there. Okay, that's all my pictures behind the wall. Kieran says, I didn't like most of the people I went to school with, and suddenly, 10 years later, they all want to be friends on Facebook. Do they really? Block, dear. Block. Block. Spike was indeed a club promoter, John. That's right. He doesn't do it anymore. He ran an excellent club at Turnmills called Warriors, which, I had wonderful times there. Really, really wonderful times there. I did. Thank you very much, Kathy, for your nice comments. Andy said, did you see her about special snowflakes wanting to stop using the term best friends? Yes, I saw that. Let's see if I can find it. We'll just do this before we go. No. Try band. Nope. Here we go. No, that's not that. Here we go. This is on, what's Digital Spire? What's that? No, this is more of a, Daily Mirror. Daily Mirror. Here we go. Schools are banning one popular phrase to help stop people from feeling left out. Schools around the world have started banning the term best friends in a bid to stop other classmates from feeling left out. Well, that's just how it is. You don't want to be best friends with everyone, do you? Now, I would assume that because you're there at the moment, you want to be my friend. But there are people out there who hate me. There always will be. It's the same for everyone. You want to be someone's friend and you don't want to be their friend. Why are people being forced to be friends with people they don't want to be friends with? I mean, perish the thought of ever having to meet Jeremy Corbyn. God's sake, man. The phrase has long been a fixture of youngsters growing up and is used both in and out of school. Teachers want to try and phase it out of educational environments. What you going to do? Oh, excuse me, please don't call them your best friend. Stupid people. Stupid, idiotic, nutty people there are in this world now. New York psychologist Dr. Barbara Greenberg explains that the trend, which began in London, is about nurturing friendship while putting a stop to exclusivity. The idea of banning the phrase best friends is a very intriguing social experiment, the clinical psychologist told CBS. You stupid cow. Is it just that you want a bit of attention, love? Is that why you're doing it? Is that why you're doing it? You just want a bit of attention. You want a bit of attention? Do your own YouTube show that I do. That'll do it for you, love. You've only got to come out with crap like that. Let's face it, you can't ban someone from having a close relationship, and you can't really ban someone from having a best friend. But what the schools are trying to do is foster the idea of kids having more than a single friend. Why? Why? Some of us don't want loads and loads of friends hanging around us all the time. God, I have to tell you, I'm a little bit of a loner myself. I don't, unless if I'm at work, it's okay. I can be at work, doing whatever I do, perhaps on a little stage or not, as the case may be, in front of 10,000 people, no problem. But when the job is finished, I want to be on my own. I want to be on my own. You will rarely see me at any sort of party. When the job is finished, that's it. It's finished. Going home. On my own. Some people are like that. I'm one of them. We don't want hundreds of people around us all the time. Do my blooming head in. Chat, 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 chat. Well, it's bad enough having to watch this, as you well know. Cow. And when you've got all these people around you, how can you concentrate on one person? A child interacting with multiple members of the peer group is a positive thing. Greenberg says, no one's saying... Yeah, I mean, you might have had a best friend at school, but I bet he or she wasn't the only person you communicated with. That was just the person you got on best with. Doesn't mean to say you didn't want to talk to other people, but generally you were with that person probably most of the time. Or not. No, actually, no, that's wrong. Just because it's your best friend don't mean that you're with that person all the time, does it? Or most of the time even. It's just the person that you get on best with. Yes. Greenberg says the idea has been widespread support across the psychology world and in education. Well, not from me, it don't get support. She tells the Mail, I see kids coming in all week long who are feeling dreadful because they are excluded and because they are either nobody's best friend or their best friend has moved on. Well, that's life, dear. That's how it is. Not everyone can do it. And it's not just in schools. At clubs, holiday camps, sports teams, there's a drive to help kids realise that having just one special friend isn't the right way to go. Who are you to tell children, or anyone else for that matter, how many blooming friends they can have? The stupidity of this world just really gets to me. It does. When I watch these news programmes about the various the victim groups that come out on their telly and go on and on about their latest upset. Oh, give us a favour, love. I don't think anyone's watching anymore. And there's more and more of them, isn't there? More. I'm just trying to think of the latest one I saw. I can't remember now. Can't remember it. But every day now on the telly, there seems to be some other group with its little head up above the power patch, spieling off crap coming out of its mouth. That if you offer an alternative view, they don't like it. Because you don't believe what they believe, therefore you are evil and you must die. That's how they are. Snowflakes, dear. Snowflakes. Why can't you just get on with everyone else? Shut up and just get on with life. Shut up. Good morning to Jason Shaw this morning. Juan. Good morning, Juan. Hope you enjoyed our English breakfast tea I sent you over there, my friend. Very accurately said. Thank you very much. Kieran, maybe she has no friends. That'd be it. That woman who's saying all this probably has no friends. That's why she's doing it. Well, after writing that, my love, no one wants to be your friend, do they? Christina says these people must not have gotten picked in sports. No, neither did I, Christina. I was useless. Although there was one occasion, right towards the end of my school life, rugby. I was not a sports person at school. I hated it. I absolutely hated it. And on rugby days, we didn't do football. On rugby days, we'd all troll out there, running around, middle of bloody winter. And you know winter was winter in the 1970s. Running out there. Oh, here we go again. You know, I was just filled with dread coming out onto this rugby pitch. And then I'd just hang around the sidelines, not doing anything. Me and my friend, Paul Bratt. He was even camper than me, Paul Bratt. I don't know what happened to him. And then, for some strange reason, in my fifth form, they were playing this game. We were playing this game of rugby. Once again, I was just running around the side of the pitch, trying to avoid the ball at all costs. And this ball came towards me. And even though I'd been playing rugby for 5 years at school, I didn't really understand how it worked. This ball come towards me, and it landed at my feet. The other team are running towards me now, and my team are looking rather disheartened, seeing whose feet the ball had landed at. I picked it up. And I was quite big. I wasn't fat, I was just a little bit big for whatever reason. And I picked it up and I started running. And the other team were coming towards me, and I thought, no, you're not going to stop me. And I ran through them all, knocking them left, right and centre, and landed a try. Well, I was the hero. I was the hero of the game. Oh, yeah. And after that, there was only a few more weeks to go before the end of term. And after that, I could play rugby. And I was quite proud of that moment. Isn't it funny how it took the ball to land at my feet after all those years? That's all it took, and I picked it up and ran with it, and I suddenly realised I could do it. Now, that's nothing to do with the boys in the team. That's to do with the teacher. Perhaps the teacher should have, pushed me a little bit further, but I don't blame them. I think the teachers, they have a blooming hard time. I could never be a teacher. I keep hearing adverts on the radio advertising for people to be teachers, and I know some teachers, and they work damn hard. And I don't know how they deal with what's the word now? When children are badly behaved now, there's a lot of bad behaviour, which we never really had in our school. If you were badly behaved, okay, would Reardon from 1MS report now to the front entrance hall? When you heard that, you were terrified, because you were about to get the cane. We had the cane. Didn't affect me. Am I now an axe murderer or something like that? Do I hate all people all over the world because I got caned a few times? No, didn't affect me at all. Stopped me being naughty, though. Stopped me being naughty. Now you hear stories about chairs being thrown at teachers, or, and if the teacher tells a child off, the parents come down and have a go at the teacher. Non-discipline, that's what. How do they deal with non-discipline now at schools? You see, I wouldn't be able to do that. I've no interest in becoming a teacher or anything. Although, to teach a child something, whatever that may be, and then the moment at which they understand what you just taught them must be a wonderful thing. I've seen it in swimming pools over the year. You know, when you got like little, 4, 5, 6-year-olds in the pool, and you've been in the pool as well. You know, because sometimes they split the pool, don't they? They'll have at certain times of the day, that side is for teaching, and that side is for normal swimming. And you might see a child, and I've seen this with my own eyes down the Bracknell Leisure Centre, where a child, and because the child is likely to go at the same time. I go at roughly the same time every day swimming, around about 11 o'clock sort of time. And the child will have their lesson probably at the same time on a Tuesday, Monday, whatever, say 10, 11 o'clock on a Monday. So you will see that same child all the time. And then you see, when they start and they jump, they walk in carefully and the man or the woman teaching is like kind of holding their arms up and all that. And then a few weeks later, they're doing it themselves. And to be that teacher who has now taught that child to float in the water and to be able to swim along, what a marvellous feeling that must be. And you can spread that on to anything, whether it's swimming, football, maths, science, French, Chinese, whatever. To actually teach that child and then see that the child has understood and can now do what you showed it to do. What a wonderful thing that must be, don't you think? But teachers have a damn hard job, I think, in some of these, certainly in the inner city schools like that. Alan says, I hated secondary school. One of my teachers abused me every 3 weeks for 3 years. Awful. Awful. He's done a YouTube thing there. Well, this happens in all walks of life, doesn't it, I'm afraid? Interestingly enough, you say there about the teacher and all that business. Excuse me, Alan. About that. You then don't say all teachers are abusers, do you? So why is it that when it happens in politics or church, people say, all priests are paedophiles. All politicians are sex monsters. Well, you didn't say that about teachers there, did you? Funny that, isn't it? Often people blame entire sections of people for the business of what one person has done. Anyway, don't want to get into all that crap anyway. Good morning, Sir Bates. Welcome to the show. Christina says schools should focus on education rather than listening and giving these snowflakes an audience. I agree, Christina. I so agree. John was good at rugby, short and fast. Were you really? I was fullback. They put me at fullback in the end. No one could get past me, dear. No one could get past me. Juan said, sort of enjoyed the tea, but not yours sent to me yet. Didn't I send you tea, Juan? I'm sure I sent you some tea bags. Good morning to Russ. Welcome to the show, Russ. Jason's there this morning. And I think that's about it, isn't it, really? Yes. I think we're done this morning, boys and girls. Yes. Thank you very much for joining us for the show today. Lovely to chat to you, as always. Hope to see you again probably tomorrow morning at some point. Enjoy your Thursday, and I shall be looking forward to my afternoon tea at Petite Valerie in Bracknell. I think we're booked for about 12 o'clock today. Get a swim in first. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.